Ever wondered what a professional paid search campaign actually looks like on the inside? I'm not talking about the theory, but the real step-by-step project plan. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on a real-world Google Ads project from the very beginning to the very end. We're going to follow the entire journey of a single campaign, right from its initial mission all the way through to optimization. This is the professional playbook for turning simple clicks into actual paying customers. All right, first up, the mission. Every single great campaign starts with a crystal clear objective. I mean, before you even think about keywords or ads, you have to know exactly what problem you're trying to solve. So let's meet the client. So our client is a B2B software company. They've got a project management tool, and they're targeting the Indian market for 30 days. But here's the key detail, the thing that really separates the pros from the amateurs. The goal isn't just traffic. The only metric that truly matters for their business is getting potential customers to book a demo. That's it. That is our North Star. Okay, now for the blueprint. With that mission clear, it's time to build the foundation. You know, just like a house, a campaign needs a really solid base before you go spending a single dollar. And that all comes down to two critical first steps. First, conversion tracking. And let me be clear, this is completely non-negotiable. Without it, you're pretty much flying blind and just wasting money. And second, a clean campaign structure. This is what allows you to test things effectively and understand exactly what's working so you can do more of it. Simple, right? And here's what that structure looks like in practice. See, we have one main campaign, but notice how it's split into two different ad groups. This isn't just for organization, this is the absolute heart of the testing strategy. Each ad group is going to test a slightly different approach, which lets the team see which one really performs the best. Next up, the tools. With the foundation all set, it's time to actually craft the ads themselves. This means finding the right keywords to reach our audience and, of course, writing compelling copy that makes them really want to click. So the team starts with keyword research for both ad groups. And crucially, they also identified negative keywords. This is so important for avoiding paying for totally irrelevant clicks. Next, they write the ad copy, the headlines, the descriptions. And finally, they add extensions, which are those little extra snippets of info like phone numbers or site links that make the ad bigger, more helpful, and a lot more likely to get clicked. Now this is where you can really see the test taking shape. Both ad groups have the basic headlines and descriptions. But ad group 2, it gets extra assets, structured snippets to highlight specific features, and a call extension to add a clickable phone number. The hypothesis is super simple. Will these extra details lead to more demo bookings? Well, that's what we're here to find out. Let's talk about the game plan, because this is where so many campaigns fail. It's really tempting to think the work is done after you hit launch. But for professionals, that's when the real work actually begins. A cycle of constant testing, learning, and optimizing. So here's how that cycle works. They launch ad group 1 and just let the data come in, measuring clicks, but really focusing on conversions, those demo bookings. They'll quickly pause anything that isn't working. Then they launch ad group 2 to compete against the now refined version of ad group 1. It creates this continuous loop. You test, you learn, you refine, and you repeat. The final piece is the goal. And ultimately, no decision here is based on guesswork. It's all driven by data. The team is constantly analyzing performance, always asking one question: how can we steer this campaign to get more demo bookings more efficiently? This is an example of the kind of dashboard they'd be watching every single day. And see, they aren't just looking at the volume of clicks. They're obsessing over the number of conversions and, maybe even more critically, the cost per conversion. The ultimate question is always, is every dollar we spend working as hard as it possibly can? And this quote from the project plan, it just says it all. That optimization cycle we just talked about isn't a one-time thing. It's relentless. They repeat that process over and over until they achieve the best possible conversion rate for the client. That is the one and only focus. So once the campaign is a well-oiled machine, is the work done? Not at all. The plan already has the next phase baked in, a remarketing campaign. This basically means showing targeted ads to people who visited the site but didn't convert, giving them a gentle nudge to come on back. Which leaves us with a final and pretty crucial question. You know, optimizing a campaign to get that first visit is one challenge, but the real long-term value comes from nurturing that interest. So once you find what works, the next puzzle is always this: how do you bring those interested visitors back?